Hi everyone and welcome back to What's Going on Seville. We have a mom with a mission, don't we, John?
Yes, we do.
Ivana Cadilla. She's an advocate for better food in public schools. She's also a health coach, so she knows what she's talking about. Let's find a little bit more. Let's find out a little bit more about what she's all about. Let's try that again. Let's find out what she's all about. Ivana.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, both of you, for having me here.
Oh, pleasure.
So what are you all about?
Wait a second.
All of me.
Can I have one of those Skittles? No, just kidding.
You know, they've been glued on with glue and it's melting. They're having a chemical reaction, so they keep dropping it.
I thought maybe the students were stealing them.
I hope not, because they're eating glue.
Oh dear.
Which may only be marginally better than the Skittle wreck, but you know.
So let's get into this. So you are actually a member of the Charlottesville Schools Food Initiative. Is that right? Did I say that correctly?
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Charlottesville School Food Initiative formed at the end of last school year. It was basically a core group of 4 to 8 moms who felt very strongly that there was a real disconnect with what they were seeing at the schools and the kind of foods that were becoming available to their children in the schools, and what we hear in the media really every day about what we should be eating: more fruits and vegetables, and better quality proteins and whole grains. But what we were seeing was a lot of sugar at every different turn. And so we decided that Charlottesville, being what it is, an incredible hotbed for local food, right? For eating better, I think, for slow food, for
I like that, slow food.
Slow food.
As opposed to fast food.
Exactly.
I think that's becoming a bit of a buzzword, which is good.
Exactly.
Yeah, sorry.
Exactly. But so knowing that that is really fomenting here in Charlottesville, and we just figured that was a great opportunity to kind of take a look at what's going on in our community. How can we bring parents, staff, administration, everybody, and the community together to try and solve what's going on? Why do we have this coming up?
That's fascinating. So your board there, is that what represents what's in the schools now as an option for children to eat?
Yeah, all of these items I purchased actually at the schools, the different schools in Charlottesville, mostly elementary schools and the Walker Middle School.
Wow.
And let me just say, the types of foods you see here are not unusual for Charlottesville City Schools. I mean, these are the types of foods you would find in almost any public school in America, most of them. Because the USDA regulations by which the schools have to live and die give guidelines that are very minimal guidelines. So one of the things it says is that no product in the city schools can have more than 35% sugar total by the volume of whatever it is. So any single product here actually is less than 35% by weight sugar. However, 35% by weight in sugar, if you have it in a lot of products and they're constantly being given to kids, it all adds up. Mm-hmm. And the candies, I should also say, the candies are really here to represent treats, rewards being given. Just they're ways that sometimes the teachers choose to incentivize the kids.
Bribery.
Bribery. It is.
Come on, let's call it what it is.
I've been there. I don't know a parent out there who isn't familiar with this and who hasn't done it.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
It works.
Well, it certainly seems like it would be logical to fix this problem. So what are you coming up against?
So what we're coming up against is actually a number of things. One of the big things I get is, oh, come on. Kids deserve a treat every once in a while. What's the big deal? You give them a little candy every once in a while. And it's fascinating because I'm not against treating kids. I think they should get treats. It's the once in a while. It's that we as a people and as a community don't understand that we're giving this so frequently. It's not once in a while anymore. And when you give a candy for something that they did well, and then another teacher in another class does the same thing, and then another teacher is teaching a science project, and the categorization is done by separating M&Ms from Skittles and candy corn, and then you're allowed to eat your samples. And then you're getting, for breakfast, mini wheats and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which I think each of them, I would need to look at it because I haven't memorized the amount of sugar in each, but it's several teaspoonfuls of sugar. So let's say the kids started out their day with those.
So wait a minute. So are they getting these out of a vending machine at school, or are they being served it?
Okay, so these are snacks, and these are either vending machine in the high school. These items were in the high school. These were given out for snack time at some point, animal crackers, and then this ice cream is something you can purchase at Walker Upper Elementary, which is the 5th and 6th grade, right during lunch actually. 10 minutes into lunch, the children are allowed to line up and buy cookies, ice cream,
oh my gosh,
chips.
So you were saying you were sort of going to walk us through a day, sort of a junk food day of a child, right? So you start off with the cereal.
So you start off with breakfast, which is, you know, your typical either Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Mini Wheats, or Golden Grahams. I mean, all of these products are below 35% sugar, but not much. Mm-hmm. The Grahams, the little honey Grahams, again, they're crackers. They look like they're whole wheat, but they actually have less than 1 gram fiber per serving, so they don't really qualify as a whole grain product by most standards. But and then the Yoplait yogurt is also chock full of sugar. Again, I can't remember off the top of my head exactly how many teaspoons it has, but those would be a typical breakfast at a public school.
Wow.
Then you go to lunch, and lunch, this does not represent lunch. This represents some of the sugary and full of preservatives items that we are offering during lunch. Our nutrition services is really working hard to provide a broad range of foods. They're working with the local food hub and other providers in the area to purchase foods that are from around here, fresh fruits and vegetables to offer to the kids. And they really, within the USDA guidelines, have to follow a certain format, and they're providing what they can within it. The problem with the lunch, as separate from the sugar issue, is that it's all incredibly highly processed foods that aren't supporting, they need to have a higher nutritional content. I mean, the nutrients are really fairly minimal at this point. And of course, when you process foods, you have to put preservatives in them. Mm. So you kind of have a snowball effect. By the time the children eat it, it isn't really doing them as much good as some other foods could. And I think that's what the Charlottesville School Food Initiative is really hoping to look at. There are schools around the nation that are making changes, that are trying to do things differently, that are looking to their community for support. And we believe that Charlottesville is really ripe for that.
Yeah.
You know, really ripe to address this issue, because we can't leave it to the USDA. They're not going to really help us get where we need to be.
Our kids deserve that too.
I think so.
What are we talking about here? Okay, so we're talking about them eating all of this sugar.
Yeah.
What is it doing to them? How is it working against them?
Well, I'll tell you how sugar works against you, period. Whether it's high fructose corn syrup, sugar, brown sugar, agave nectar. When you eat sugar, your body doesn't register that you actually took those calories in. Huh. So, you're going to want to eat more because there's no satiety. You don't feel like you just ate something. This is particularly insidious when you're talking about a product like all these products that contain so much sugar, because it means that a child who is given, let's say, a piece of candy is going to feel, maybe excited and thrilled for a couple of minutes until the taste is kind of gone. And then within maybe 20 or 30 minutes, they're going to feel Lana, we're going to talk about how you feel when you have sugar.
Yeah.
What happens?
Yeah, I get really excited, just like that child you were just talking about, and I do a little dance, and I probably have another, and and then I crash.
And then you what do you do? Come back from the crash?
Have more.
Have more. Now they don't have that opportunity, so they're having that sensation that you're describing of, I was really up, and now I'm kind of missing something. I really want something. And we're expecting them to sit quietly, calmly in their desks in a very structured environment and very crammed full of activities and things that they need to pay attention to. So, so try to imagine you eat really well, I imagine. And then on top of it, maybe you have some issues with sugar that you're struggling with. A lot of kids don't even have that nutritional basis, that platform to say, wow, I have that at least to rely on. And look at what a struggle it is for you. So, my point is, we're not helping the kids with giving them additional sugars to have to cope with throughout the day. It seems nice and it seems like a quick fix and a great way to reward a kid, but I think we have some other options that can be part of a better solution.
So if someone's watching this right now and they want to take part in whatever you're doing, what do they need to do? Like, who do they need to contact?
Yeah, how can the community help?
I think that the community, if you're a school parent in the Charlottesville City Schools, you should get on our Facebook group because we are posting constantly things that are happening in the nation and things that are happening locally for us in Charlottesville. And that's Charlottesville School Food Initiative, and it's a group on Facebook. Now, a lot of people don't use Facebook, and we are trying to develop a website where we can have people really be able to access it and interact and find out more information. And if there's any geek out there who would really like to help us with that, that's what we need.
Get in touch.
A social marketing expert.
It's an emergency. Now, are you sure it's Charlottesville and not Seville on the Facebook?
It is Seville. You're right.
Seville.
You're right.
C''Ville.
School Food Initiatives.
Right. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And what about the Charlottesville School Health Advisory Board? Can they get in touch with their...
The School Health Advisory Board is definitely another option, again, for parents who want to be involved and who have questions, issues, things they're excited about they're seeing in the schools. They should contact the School Health Advisory Board, and they can do that by just Googling SHAB Charlottesville, S-H-A-B Charlottesville.
SHAB Charlottesville. And on that note, well, thank you for coming, Ivana.
Thank you.
And you can just leave some of those behind.
So you guys can have a little snack.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to have you back because you are a health coach, and that's very valuable. And I probably need to come and talk to you a little bit. But we'll save that for another day.
Great.
So again, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for staying tuned with what's going on in Seville. That was Ivana Kadia. I love that name, Ivana Kadia.
Health coach.
And we'll see you next week. Take care. Spread the good word. We are a show about what's happening in Charlottesville and the people that make it happen. Right, John?
Exactly. Could be you, could be somebody that you know. If you have something to say, we've got a forum for you.
You can contact us at lana@valivingtv.com or john@valivingtv.com and look for more information on our website, which is valivingtv.com. We also have a Facebook page. It's What's Going On Seville. So come on to the Facebook page and like us, and stay tuned for all the wonderful things that are going to be happening on the show. Our show is airing on CPA TV, which is Channel 13, and that's on Mondays at 6 p.m. and again at 11. We're also on Tuesdays at 10 p.m. We're also airing on the Virginia Living Television Network, and you can see more details about the channels below.
VLTV.